Hello everyone, it's a new day today, and today I have another battle against sanicthehegflames. This is going to be an OU battle, and it's going to be, I'm going to be using Zygarde once again. I think I've used Zygarde on a few occasions already in the past, and I even used it when I was doing Tesla's tournament back in September of last year, and you already know that I'm actually able to put in pretty good work with Zygarde, so I'm actually seeing if I can actually make him work out against Toby here. So yeah, here's the match. So I think I'm gonna lead off. Oh no, he's gonna lead off this time with Dragonite, and I'm gonna lead off with Jirachi. And here I just go for the Iron Hit straight up just to see if I can flinch this thing, and he does flinch, and now I get to break the Marvel scale, or I mean multi-scale, which is really good. And now he immediately switches out into Venusaur, knowing that, hey, I don't want to, you just flinch me to death. And I go for an Iron Head, and here I switch out because I was afraid that if I don't flinch this Mega Venusaur, because I know this is the Mega, it might just sleep powder me. So I was like, you know what, let's let Skarmory go to sleep here. And he Mega Evolves Venusaur, and he goes for the Giga Drain. So I was like, I don't know what he was predicting there. Maybe the Gyarados or something. I thought he was going to go for the Sleep Powder, but he didn't. He switches out Venusaur now because I guess he's afraid of the Brave Bird. And he goes into Heatran. And I just set up my Stealth Rocks because, you know, Stealth Rocks are really useful. And I switch. He switches out. I think this is the double switch. I did switch out. And he switched out predicting me to switch out. And he went back into Dragonite. And I think I went into, what's it called? Manaphy. And here, I think here he switches out. And I think I switch out again. I think there was like another double switch here, which is actually kind of funny. Yeah, this is like another double switch, so I was like, what the hell? And I go back into Jirachi. Now here I went for U-turn because I thought he was going to try to switch out again, but he didn't this time, so he got me right there. He got me. I was going to go for Hard Snap, but I was like, nah, he'll probably switch out, and he didn't. So now we get the Synthesis as I switch into Skarmory again, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. He switches out, and he goes into Starscream, which is this Skarmory of his own. I go for the Roar because I had a feeling he was gonna switch out anyways. I phased him in the Heatran, which is again not an ideal matchup, so yet again I'm forced to switch out because I don't want to stay in and I don't want to lose Skarmory just yet because this thing can be kind of useful. So I go back into Manaphy because I'm pretty sure this thing can take anything, barring a Power Herb boosted, not boosted, but you know, Power Herb Solar Beam or something. You shouldn't be able to do much to me. The other worst thing is probably Toxic, but I have Rain Dance for that, so I can just get rid of it. He goes back into Venusaur though, and I just go for the Scald here. See if I can get the burn. I don't get the burn. And here, I guess I was pissed at the time, and I just stayed in and went for another Scald and see if I can get the burn this time. But I didn't, and all I did here was just get Manaphy to be severely weakened now. So this thing could very well be useless, but I didn't want to lose Manaphy just yet, so because I feel like I can still use it to scare away the Dragonite if I have to. So I switch it out. I go back into Skarmory. He goes for another Giga Drain. It's because once again I'm kind of afraid that this thing is gonna try to Sleep Powder me, so, or Leech Seed for that matter. But he's just going for Giga Drain so far. The only moves he's revealed so far is Giga Drain and Synthesis so far. I just go for another Roar. And I phase him back into Dragonite, which is really good because now this thing takes Stealth Rocks damage. And he's gonna go for the Fire Punch, which I did not expect actually. So, but thankfully it's taking Rocky Helmet damage, so that's all I care about right now. Now here I go for the Roost here just to get some HP back because I don't want this thing to, you know, get away with just killing me like that. He gets a crit on this Fire Punch, and I'm like, whatever. I just keep going for Roosts anyway, so, cause yeah, I don't wanna lose Skarmory just yet. So I switch out Skarmory now, and I go into Manaphy here. Now here he goes straight for the Dragon Dance, and I'm like, oh shit, this thing is gonna kill my Manaphy. And here I'm just gonna let Manaphy die basically because I have no switch-ins to a +1, and I do have Jirachi who could just Iron Hit it anyways. But he ends up just going for the Earthquake, so I was like, huh? No Dragon Claw? Because Dragon Claw would have killed right there, I think. Unless he wasn't carrying it, which would actually be kind of funny. But oh well. I killed the Dragonite with Manaphy at least. So you see, at least this Manaphy came in handy. This is why I didn't want to just let it die to Mega Venusaur. But now he goes into this thing, and again I have no switching, so now Manaphy is gone. And it literally did what it was supposed to do, just scare the hell out of the Dragonite, and it did, and now it's dead, thanks to Manaphy. That's actually kind of crazy. I go into Jirachi because, first of all, this thing carries U-turn, it's Scarfed, and I can definitely just go for the U-turn because it's super effective against Alakazam, and can possibly one-shot it even, because it's made out of paper and whatnot. And then here, he goes back into Starscream, which is Skarmory, and I U-turn, but I take Rocky Helmet damage. So I go into Zapdos now, because now I just know I can just Volt Switch again. And he goes into Mega Venusaur, because that's like his only switching, because it resists Volt Switch. But, oh no, I go for the HP, for the Roost. HP what? I go for the Roost, because I thought he was going to do something else, but he didn't. And then I switch back into Skarmory, and he goes back into Heatran, and here I predict him to switch out, so I just go for the Roar, just to phase him out and get a different matchup. He brings back the Skarmory, so I'm like, ugh. And then he goes for the Defog, so I'm like, oh, okay, so now the rocks are gone. So now I'm gonna probably just switch out to, oh no, I don't. I just keep going for Roars, like, you know, I'm like, you know what, give me a better matchup that isn't this bullshit. And then finally I get a better matchup here, and it's against this Azumarill, which is really good actually. He goes for Superpower, but I get the rocks back up, which is really good. Takes Rocky Helmet damage, and then I just Iron Head this thing for damage, and it does a lot actually, so that's actually really good. This thing does take out my Skarmory, unfortunately, but I mean, at least this thing got weakened severely, that I can just finish it off with Jirachi, so I'm like, I'm Gucci with that. I go into Zapdos here because I can definitely just Volt Switch this thing, and he's definitely going to switch out into Mega Venusaur because, once again, resists Volt Switch and whatnot. Now here I think I just freaking, yeah, after the Volt Switch I think I go into Jirachi. If not Jirachi, I think it was Zygarde. I go into Zygarde instead. Okay, now here, yeah, I go into Zygarde, and I go for the Substitute, just to see what he'd go for. Because I'm still afraid of that Sleep Powder that he has yet to reveal, because so far he's only gone for Giga Drains and Synthesis, so I don't know if this thing carries Sleep Powder or not. I wanted to know. He kept going for Giga Drains, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. He keeps going for more Giga Drains, so I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do here. Seeing how this thing is not switching out, I'm just going to have to force it to switch out by just going for the Dragon Tail, because this matchup is not ideal by any means. It's withering me down with Giga Drain, and that's not what I'm looking forward to. Now here with the Skarmory, I think I do have something I can do here, and that is to go for the Substitute, because here, this Zygarde, unlike the one that I usually use, which is the one with Glare, this Zygarde is actually a coil set, so it's sub-coil, and I actually went for Substitute because I was behind a Substitute and he was unable to break it. So here I just go for one coil, get a +1 attack, defense, and accuracy for whatever it's worth, and he goes for another Iron Head and is unable to break my Substitute. So this is like, you know what, let's go for another coil then. He switches out because holy shit, he's like, holy shit, this thing's about to wreck me right now. So he goes into Heatran, and I just go for another coil. And now I'm on +2 on those 3 stats that it boosts: attack, defense, and accuracy. And then I think here I try to go for the Earthquake, because I think there's no point in not going for it at this point. Now at +2 I should be able to take this thing out. It took rocks damage, so it's, even if it's sashed, I can just one-shot it no matter what. No air balloon, so yeah. Down goes that Heatran, which is really good, because that thing was not allowing my Jirachi to do what it wanted. So, and now here I think he's forced to go back into It's Corey. It's Bushi time, except not really, because this is Corey, not the other thing. So I just go for an Earthquake and just take out It's Bushi time. Okay, I'll shut up with that. But yeah, I take out Azumarill, and that's actually really crazy, because first this thing took out Heatran, now this thing is taking out Azumarill, and now Starscreen here is gonna get withered down even further, because this thing is gonna get coiled for a 3rd time. So I'm at +3 right now. This Zygarde is running house right now, which is actually really cool. I like seeing Zygarde put in this much work right now. It's crazy. And you know what I like about it most is that not a whole lot of people use Zygarde back in the ORAS meta, or even in the X and Y meta for that matter. So for me to be able to do something cool as this was actually really Like, I liked it. It was really, really clean. It was hella clean. But yeah, here he goes for another Iron Head. He breaks the oh, I know he doesn't break the substitute because I'm already at +3 defense. But I just go for the Dragon Tail. I do take Rocky Helmet damage, but unfortunately, but I don't really care about that because, I mean, as long as I'm behind the substitute, that's all that matters. And the fact that he was unable to break it when this Venusaur came out was actually even better for me, because honestly. And yeah, he switches. I phased him into Venusaur, which was the matchup I wanted, just to go for an Earthquake. But I had a feeling he was going to switch out again, so I go for the Dragon Tail once again, just to weaken this Skarmory even further. I get a crit, which I think might help Zygarde in the end. But I switched him back into Venusaur, and once again, this time I'm going to try to go for the Earthquake. Because I think this time he's not going to try to switch out again. Especially now that his Skarmory is, I think, almost in range of rocks. But it isn't. So here, I just get to, it goes for the Giga Drain just to finally break the substitute that it's been trying to break for so long, but was unable to. So I go for Earthquake. It doesn't kill it even at +3 because this is a bulky Zygarde. And not an offensive one. If it was offensive, this thing would have just been destroyed. But yeah. Thanks to the fact that Zygarde was behind the substitute, I was able to take out the Venusaur and weaken the Skarmory for switching a lot. Now he's going to go into Gandalf Gold, which is just going to finish off my Zygarde with a Psychic. I don't know if that crit mattered. It might have, because I think this Zygarde was Spadef invested, so that means it was meant to take hits very well. But Alakazam is really powerful too. I go into Jirachi, just go for the U-turn because, again, it's super effective. And it's not Sash, so that's even better. Because I don't have to worry about that thing being Sashed and then doing damage to my Gyarados. With possibly a Focus Blast. And here I just go into Gyarados, which is my my Mega, basically. It didn't really get to do much other than to finish off this match with a Waterfall. Just look cool, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's going to be the game, and that was actually a good game. It was actually a fun game in my opinion, just because of the fact that Zygarde put in work yet again. And this time, it was pretty cool. Like I said, the fact that Zygarde didn't stand out much back in ORAS kind of made me feel more distinctive as a battler, basically, when I get to use it, because I almost never saw Zygarde. I think even the Killer Nacho like used Zygarde once after I showed him the Zygarde that when I first battled him with Zygarde. So it was actually kind of I felt revolutionary, even though it probably wasn't anything new to anybody. Or maybe it was, I don't even know. I really wasn't paying much attention to how the meta was back in the day. So the fact that I got to do this, and the fact that nobody else was using Zygarde, the amount of times I was, kind of made me feel unique. So that was actually cool. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. This was a long ass battle too, so I was like, holy shit. But yeah, and I have another battle that's actually really, really long too, so yeah, just stay tuned for that battle, because it's a good battle, and yeah, I mean, it's also pretty long, so there's a bunch of plays to be made, so yeah, just take it easy for them.